What's up guys, Scott here with Wandering the Wilderness, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison video for you on two gun vices. This one by Teck and this one by Tipton Ultra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust some things around and get it to where we can take a little closer look at both of these beside each other, and I'm going to point out some of the differences and let you decide which one you think's best. Alright, so we're going to start with the Tipton Ultra. Now these are both going to be tabletop vices, but as you can see, this one in the box that it came in. So it's a fairly significant size. Obviously pros and cons to that, right? The pro is that when it came, it was mostly already assembled. It didn't take much putting together, but it also makes it a little more bulky, and you can't really take it down if you're done with it for a season. So it's just one of those things that almost always has to stay up and ready, where I'll show you in the other one some of the differences that I think are an improvement in my opinion. So anyway, size. So here's the vise. So one of the things that you can do with this is that you can adjust height up and down on the front and back. But one of the things that's a little bit of a pain with it is everything are these really tight turn knobs. All right, every one of them are very tight to even use, and to try to pull it up, everything's real stiff, which I guess might be good, but for me as an operator trying to use it, my hand's gonna be wore out before I get the opportunity to work on my firearm. So same with every single knob, every adjustment, real tight, not a smooth action, takes a lot of effort for little movement. So for me, that's a little bit of a con. It looks like it'll hold everything nice and tight, and the rubber feels really good. Has a nice rubber pad where you're going to set your stock, rubber pads to grip everything, but it really takes some work to crank those pads into place. As well as this knob here, you have to adjust to raise up and down. One of the other things is how it actually clamps into place. There is no groove of any sort. It's just a flat, and it just pushes up against it tight. It doesn't really have anything to lock it in place. It's just a flat surface. So I would also say that's a con. Also for me, the plastic in the tray feels better than the plastic that the rest of the vise is made out of. It kind of feels like that really hard, like something else is mixed into it, like brittle type plastic. It doesn't feel like it has any kind of flex, where these actually feels like a better quality type plastic. One of the things that I did notice on here that is a pro is where the screws are for that, they have a metal reinforcement. So I would say that would be a bit of a pro. Make sure those screws don't get pulled out, but maybe it's because of the quality of the plastic that they need this in the first place. You know, just a guess. Again, every one of these knobs are real tight, a little bit of a pain. And then up here they have the, you can level the vise by different adjustments and how you're trying to get your angle set for shooting or sighting your scope or cleaning your weapon. So maybe you got this in a shop that's in a gravel floor or something, and you want to level your weapon, so you can adjust these knobs. All in all, I think it's a good vise, but I think that the other one is a bit of an improvement on this. It fits the weapons in here fine. I'll go ahead and show you that. We'll throw my crossbow in here. Has no problem with that. I can lower these knobs and push that down to kind of level it up. And then if I wanted to use this to check my scope and make sure we're on point, I can do that. And I just make the adjustments with the stand and tighten the knobs. All right. And then if I'm doing maintenance, I got these trays to put my cleaning tools, my waxes, my lubes, anything like that, I can put inside there for my crossbow. All right, and we'll take this out. And just for demonstration works just fine on your firearm as well. Again, adjust your knobs. You can adjust your height of how you want your firearm to set. You can also pull it up and tighten so you got those rubber stops on the wood stock and holding it nicely in place. You can do the same on the rear, and that rubber protects your stock so you're not getting any damage of any sort, and it's holding everything real nice and tight. So function wise it works, but I just feel like design could be a little bit better. So we're going to go take a look at the other one by Teck and point out some of the pros and cons on it as well. Stick with me. Alright, so this is the gun maintenance vise by Teck. As you can see, it's a much more manageable box that it comes inside of. And part of the reason for that is the underside, it actually has a separation in the center, so you can take this down. So say season's over, you got your weapons cleaned and you need to get this out of the way to use your table for something, you can at least take this down in half and has a little less, takes up less space in your storage options. So I thought that was a benefit in my opinion. Also, even though it's 3 pieces, it is heavier and it feels heavier than the other Tipton vise. As you will also see, it doesn't have all those crazy bulky knobs everywhere. And if you look right here on your adjustment to raise and lower on this, you just pull this quick release pin and it has these teeth that actually grip it and lock it in place. It's not like a flat surface that it's just pushed up against. It actually has teeth that's locking, and it takes no effort in pulling that knob and adjusting it where you want it. I like that a whole lot better. The other thing that I'll show on the opposite side is that the bottom base has this clamp here, and it is on top and bottom. If you pull it both in, that's how you remove that whole section. The other one, again, the Tipton Ultra, has that big old clamp, big old bulky knob that you got to twist, where this has a really tight fit. You just pull it loose. It's much quicker and less bulk and mess in the way. I feel like this is just a better streamlined look. Another thing I wanted to really point out is look how easy these knobs are. I mean, those other ones I was having to really crank on them, put some torque on it to get it to move. These are like butter, and it takes no work at all. So that's a huge benefit and improvement in my opinion. So again, just to show, we'll throw our crossbow in. Again, super easy to adjust height. I just pull this pin, flip it around, and just pull this pin right here and push down to where I want it to go. Locks in place, it's not going anywhere. These knobs can easily be twisted and tightened up to lock that sucker in place if I need to do any kind of maintenance to it. I mean, there's no effort at all. I mean, that's a huge difference. In my opinion, and I know that the Tipton seems to be the I guess maybe the name brand that people go after, but this is a really good product, and I feel like they have upgraded and improved on the design of what Tipton has. Much easier to operate. You don't have the wear and tear on your hands from all the extra knobs. Has quick releases on the pins and the teeth to grab a hold and lock in place. So I'm going to take the crossbow out, and then we will put the rifle in. Alright, so as you can see, no problems. It just feels so much easier to lock into place and maneuver everything. Now, the other thing I will say is that the plastic on this, it feels like it is a much better like composite or makeup. you can kind of look at it and it just feels like it maybe has a little bit of flex, but it's solid and thick, good quality. The other one, it felt like hard and cheap and brittle, to where this just feels like a better quality plastic that it's made from. So in my opinion, when it comes to your two options, I would much rather have this one, in my opinion. Much easier on your hands to make all the adjustments. It has everything you need. It looks like it's built better, in my opinion. Breaks down easy and compact compared to the other one. And just an all around, I feel like an improvement this Teck is compared to the Tipton Ultra. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that and put it up here beside it. So with both Vises, you can see again, you know, the difference with all these knobs all over the place. I got knobs everywhere on both sides. I got this kind of clean look with the quick connects. The knobs are really a pain to turn. These are really nice and smooth. It's just a huge difference, in my opinion. Again, we got this this handle connect right here to release the whole bottom, where the other one, again, gotta crank this stinking knob, and then it's real loose and sloppy, and you gotta crank it all real tight in place, and then it pulls everything to one side. So if you take a look, so it's pulled tight here, but then because you've cranked on it to tighten it up, it shifts the weight all to one side. So even if you have this one facing the opposite direction, I don't know how well that would actually counter that weight, because then your weapon feels like, to me, it would be a little off center. So I don't feel like that would be, I don't think that'd be right. You're gonna be crooked, to where you don't have that issue over here. Even with that clamp, it pulls it nice and tight in place, but they have a thicker area of plastic on this side, and then a thinner on the other side, and that quick connect works really well as how easy it is to make those adjustments to level it up with that. So I just feel like all the way around, this is far better. So I'm going to put the link to this one in the description box. I'm not even going to put the link of this one in the description box, because this is the one that I kind of stand behind. But if that's something you're interested in, click on that link below. Go get you one. These are great tools for cleaning and maintaining your weapons. If you needed to, you can lock your weapon in and use this to sight in your scopes. It's got a nice, solid, sturdy platform to hold everything in place. So thanks for watching. God bless.